grow at 12 rows to the bed whenever we can.
The beds are 4 feet wide?
What?
4 feet wide?
30 inches.
Okay, 30.
The reason we went to a 30-inch bed is that you can step over it. The 4-foot bed, the only sense in the 4-foot bed is that it's for the number 4, if you like 4. Anybody who's ever tried to cut baby leaf salad from a 4-foot bed has a bad back because you can barely reach into the center without falling in there. So we just decided we'd go with 30-inch beds, and it's a lot more efficient for the crew. But here are carrots, 12 rows on a 30-inch bed. And we learned this when we first started by talking to friends in Europe who had experience growing carrots in greenhouses. And they said that the rule over there was to leave 4 square inches per carrot. Well, 4 square inches per carrot means that your rows are 2 inches apart, as these are, and the carrots are 2 inches apart in the row. 4 square inches per carrot, that's all it took. And I've been at conferences with large-scale field growers, and they say, how can you possibly make a living on an acre? And I ask them how many rows of carrots they put on a 30-inch bed, and they'll tell me 2 or 3, and I say, well, I got 12. So you got to multiply my 1 acre by 6. And how many crops a year are you getting? 1? Well, I'm getting 3 to 4, so you got to multiply my 6 by 4. I got 24 acres. And it's really true. You can get the most amazing amount of food off a small area by close planting. But there's a trick here. You also have to have the weeds under control, because we have messed with cultivating tools. I'll show you some in a bit, and we do not yet have anything successful that will cultivate between 2-inch rows, even when they're young. The way you handle that is with a flame weeder. You use pre-emergence flaming, and it really is a surefire way to go. We also use pelleted seed for the carrots, because it makes things. This is the substance that makes it all work, compost. As I was saying last night, made for free in your backyard from waste products. This is just amazing. It's how kind nature is. This is the world's best soil amendment, and it is the key to making things work on an organic farm, and especially in the greenhouse. And we do one thing in the greenhouse that we don't do in the field. I like to do it in the field, but the sun is a little hard on compost left on the surface. But in the greenhouses, we leave it on the surface. When we prepare a bed for the next crop, we just sprinkle compost, break it in very shallowly. And we find that that really makes a difference. In nature, the highest percentage of organic matter is in that surface layer.